very happy for your nomination and the others as well. Thank you very much for joining us. I am concerned that the Biden administration is foregoing America's trade and strategic leadership by failing to aggressively pursue a number of commitments, whether it's through like the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework or through the decision not to go after comprehensive free trade agreements. And the lack of ambitious market opening initiatives not only disadvantages our U.S. workers, our farmers, ranchers, and businesses, but it also jeopardizes America's competitiveness and security in the long term. So later today, I intend to introduce a bipartisan bill with Senators Tina Smith and Angus King to increase support for market access program and foreign market development. And while these don't necessarily fall under your mission area at the USDA, can you please detail what would you do should you be confirmed to advance U.S. agricultural exports, and how will you work with Ambassador Tai and others in the administration to make sure that we do focus on trade barriers, ag trade barriers, and especially in the area of the Indo-Pacific?
Senator Ernst, thank you for that important question. So I will start maybe with the MAP and FMD funding. Those are critical tools that Congress has given to USDA to administer for our exporters. Mm-hmm. The Oregon Department of Agriculture today actually accesses some of those dollars and conducts international activities to support Western states' companies. Exporting to other countries is complicated. There are language barriers, there are cultural differences, there are confusing SPS requirements, and those tools are so vital for our exporters to get into that market and build those trading relationships, which I talked about. I think, and a priority of mine, should I be confirmed, I'm really interested in engaging within the administration to really have our producers, our farmers and ranchers help drive our trade priorities. As I mentioned earlier, there is a lot of excitement, I think, and opportunity in the Indo-Pacific region. And I'm interested in engaging on what meaningful market access might look like there, enforceable standards for our agricultural community that then they can rely on, and ensuring then that we are enforcing those standards when those commitments are not being lived up to, and really addressing non-tariff barriers, because those oftentimes can get thrown up in unjustified ways for our agricultural exporters, and making sure that those are science-based, those are clear and predictable. And so I'm very committed and interested, should I have the privilege to serve, and really focusing on some of my time within the administration and colleagues at USTR.
Wonderful. And I'm glad you bring up science-based as well. As you hopefully will work with Ambassador Tai and others in the administration, we do need to ensure through your role as well that science-based regulatory requirements are enforced. And I'm glad you bring that up, especially when it comes to GMO corn and glyphosate trade, and in particular with Mexico. So can you maybe address how we turn then to this hemisphere and address those issues with Mexico?
Yeah, thank you for that question, Senator Ernst. Kind of taking a step back from that discrete issue for a moment, we have huge challenges we're experiencing globally. The war in Ukraine and the global food insecurity crisis that's really exacerbating, coming off the heels of the global pandemic. Climate change and the impacts to production. I see it in Oregon. I know your farmers in Iowa have experienced it, as we're seeing changes and challenges with production based upon that all over the world. We are going to need advancements in science and technology globally to address those challenges and continue to feed a growing world population. So I think that's the fundamental principle to work from. Should I be confirmed, I am very interested in engaging within the administration on what's going on in Mexico around biotechnology, and my counterparts in Mexico to ensure that we are advancing science-based decision-making around the use of these critical tools that are necessary to meet those global challenges.
Excellent. And I really appreciate your answer, science-based as always, and look forward to supporting your confirmation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll have Senator Smith and then Senator Fisher.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Ranking Member.